guys, welcome back to the Mentor's Mindset. I'm your host, Morgan.
And I'm Aubryon.
And today we're just here on a nice Saturday. You know, it's cloudy. I like the cloudy weather. Do you?
Yeah.
Like the dreamy weather? Yeah. But, you know, as our time in high school and middle school comes to an end, well, not mine, because I'm going to be a sophomore, but yours is, and you're going to be
freshman.
You're going to be a freshman. So we just want to touch on some topics about our experiences and how our time has been. So how's your time in middle school have been?
It's been fun, but it's also been stressful. And yeah.
What's the stressful part about it?
Schoolwork, friends, competition. Yeah.
Speak a little bit more on friends. Are your friends positive? Are they negative? Do they push you or?
It really depends on the people we're talking about because I have so many friends and they all have different personalities. One could be like, they're fun, go lucky, positive. The other could be like talking about you, but like in a fun, cool way. So it really just depends.
Well, my time in high school has been good. I just feel like it's a lot of peer pressure.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the upperclassmen and stuff, and you see them doing things, and they're like, oh, do you want to try? And, like, you have to force yourself to say no, but then you don't want to be like, oh, you're weird and stuff like that.
You know, I have a story on that.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's
you
hear
want to hear
it.
Okay. So I went to Six Flags this one time with my siblings, right? So there's this ride at Six Flags Magic Mountain. You might have heard of it. Tatsu. And that, I just can't. It's really bad. So my brother really wanted to go on that. He's like, he's my older brother.
Right.
He really wanted to get on that. I don't know how he gets on that, but so you're laying down, you're harnessed and you're laying down, and it has all these loops and inversions. And I'm like, I don't think I could do this. And so he peer pressured me into getting in line.
Right.
And got to the top. Right before we got on the ride, I was like, I can't do this. So I was like, I'm not gonna do this. You can go on, but I'm not getting on with you.
Right.
So I was like, I can't do this. So I got off, went to the exit side and waited for him. And then when I got off, he came off the ride. He was like, it really wasn't that bad. You could have went on. You could have done it. And I was thinking about, in my head, I was like, that's peer pressure, and this isn't okay. I've learned about this in school. I've learned about this in one of my classes. I realized this isn't okay, and I should know how to say no.
Right.
And I did say no.
Right.
And I think everybody should be able to say no to peer pressure. You should realize what peer pressure is and be able to say no to it.
Exactly.
Have you been able to say no to peer pressure?
Yes, I have. You know, going to a high school in, I'm not going to say the hood, but like in a rural area, I go to King Drew. So like they do a lot of like smoking and drinking. And so when I first, my first day of school, well, not my first day of school, but my first day taking the bus, they were smoking on the bus. And I'm like, wow, are you guys serious? Like, it's not even like 10 o'clock in the morning and we're smoking on the bus. Like, is anybody worried about their health?
That part.
So, I was like, okay. So then one day, one of my friends, yes, most of my friends do smoke, but that doesn't change my opinion on them. But one of my friends, they asked me, they were like, oh, do you want to smoke? And I was like, no, I never did that before. And they were like, oh, you should try it. It's not going to be that bad. But prior to going to school, my mom told me like about her experience and stuff. And she was like, I never drank, I never smoked. And I saw people who did, and it took a really big effect and toll on them. And I was like, I don't want that to be me. So I told her, I was like, no, it's fine. I could just try another time, knowing I'm not going to try. But yeah, and I was just like, I felt good saying no because it felt like I had some confidence in myself and some respect for myself to be able to stand up for myself and tell them my morals and that this is who I am and I'm not going to let you change me. So yeah.
Yeah, I can understand what you're saying there. That it's like a very empowering feeling being able to say no to that, even if everybody around you wants to do that.
Exactly. So, how can you support someone who is facing peer pressure?
It's actually really easy. Don't try to peer pressure them. It's that easy. If they say they don't want to do it, don't try and force them to doing it because they might not want to do it for multiple reasons. They might be scared. They might be afraid. And that's reasonable. But if they're like, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it.
Exactly.
So you got to respect that and you can be like, okay, I get that. And we can move on. Because
Right.
you could still be cool after that. It's just them saying no to one thing.
Exactly. And I also watch like not a lot of teenage movies, but a lot of movies that surround like high school and stuff. And when like the bullies or like the cool kids, they peer pressure someone to do things, they end up getting hurt. Like they end up dying or having health conditions. And you never know. If you're peer pressuring someone to take drugs, you don't know if they're allergic to those drugs or not. So if they take them and they die, then you're gonna go to jail. Like you never know.
Right. There could be so many things that can result from peer pressuring people.
Exactly.
It can be good, bad, or neutral. And you don't know what could happen from that. Like they could get hurt or they can have fun doing the thing you peer pressure them into.
Exactly.
But no matter what, I really would not recommend peer pressuring people.
I loved having this conversation with you.
Thank you. How about you?
Good. And guys, this is another episode of the Mentor's Mindset. We hope you enjoyed. Bye.
Bye bye.